Okay.
How are you supposed to see if I give you? So, got two publics. Do they have any?
Right. The public hearings for the Community Development Block Grant Program income funding for the emergency repair. Is that your program, Nikki?
It is, yes.
Okay,
Yes, once a year. This is a requirement that I have to present an opportunity for public comment as we're closing out our fiscal year for our emergency repair program using CDBG funds and then announcing what we have to spend in the upcoming fiscal year. And so both of those pieces of information were published in a required newspaper posting. And then we made this time available for public to present any comment if they have any.
okay, okay,
And I have to post meeting, provide that this was put on the agenda, that I properly published it, and minutes from today's meeting.
You know how you get people to come here? Tell them that you have free food and drinks. That'll get them.
I guess we have no public comment. So we'll,
Unless the other two publics have anything.
all right. I guess we're good. Did you receive any comment outside of here?
No,
Okay,
no, we posted that they can submit their comments in writing up through 4:30 in yesterday's business day, or they can present themselves in person, either here or online,
okay,
and express any public comment. Don't usually get any, but the opportunity is there. We have to make that opportunity available.
everything's going good. You were slated to receive everything you expected?
Yes, it's a little bit smaller, chunk of money right now through June. But I've already gotten more in payoffs and more to anticipate next July 1, just in the past a month and a half since July 1 this year than what we got all of last year. One of those things that's very hard to predict. You never know what we're going to have come through because these are really homeowners paying off mortgages that they may have had for years and years, sometimes decades,
Okay,
through our program. So it's really hard to predict, very much a guessing game, but
sure.
I suspect, the second half of 2026, we'll have twice the money to spend.
Okay,
It's interesting how that plays out.
all right, good. Okay, great. Well then, I think we'll move on. Close the public hearing. Is there any changes or anything needs to be added or removed from the agenda from anyone?
Nope.
All right, we'll look for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
All right, we have a motion and support. We don't need to vote on that, right? Oh, I guess we'll all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed, same sign. All right, we'll move forward with the agenda. Another public comment session. Anyone online? All right, we'll move into Nick.
Good morning.
All right,
So far I haven't got with the Wolverine Power Company to get our bids for our quotes for the generators and also our testing. So I've left him another message this morning. So hopefully I'll hear back from him and we can get that rocking and rolling. Last time it was supposed to have been done in middle of July, is what they told us. So I gotta check with them. We've got Summit Fire Protection. They'll be here September 16th. So we'll get all that taken care of. So now we got one company taking care of all of our fire extinguishers, the sprinkler heads, the alarm panels, and hopefully it'll be, I know we saved money by going with them, but I think hopefully they'll be a better company to work with other than Certisite, because it was pulling teeth to get information from them or to get somebody to call you and let you know, hey, they're coming. Then they just show up, hey, we got this, and that. And it's like, no, we gotta know you're coming so we can make sure we get it, done properly. But other than that, we're getting ready to start a few projects. We've been going back and forth. We've got the health department, actually the dental part at the health department getting ready. We've got another project in the clerk's office, IT and the Howard Mill in here. We're gonna take that board down past the wall, and then we're gonna get a matching coat hanger for that wall. So we're getting ready to start now that the grass, I think, is kind of calming down a little bit. I'd like to get a couple of these knocked off the list before we get full blown leaves and I hate saying this word, but snow. I know it's coming now, so. But other than that, that's all I've got for this.
Was it still budgeted to seal this driveway over here this year? Do you know?
I had issues with getting an RFQ together, so that we're gonna have that out shortly, and yeah, we'll still
Okay.
plan on doing that this year.
Okay, all right, good. What kind of, what stuff do you have going on out at the dentist place there?
They're getting new flooring and painted walls in there. We've already got the quote for the flooring and stuff like that, but they're out of their offices Friday, Saturday and Sundays. So we're gonna have to really take advantage of them being out of there. But the hard part's gonna be how to coordinate with the flooring company. Cause usually we come in, we remove the base, we paint the wall, and then flooring comes in behind us, they do the flooring. And then that part's complete. But we try not to try to section it up where we're not just totally wiping out their business.
Right,
So hopefully I can get with them and we can get some good matching for that. And then I can get our guys in there, when they're out of there. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, but they're usually pretty good to work with and kind of work with our schedule too, so.
good.
Are you removing carpet and installing like a vinyl flooring?
Well, they removed the carpet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be the vinyl, like through.
Because I was in the district health office area and I could tell that was done whenever it was done, newer flooring. So I
Right.
was just curious if you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, as speaking of the district health, are we still retrieving that building, the shed?
We are, I've been looped into correspondence between the sheriff and Denise Bryan, and they're working on it. She's clearing it out and said she'd keep him posted. He said, no rush, just eventually he'd like to get it done this year, so she's finding other space, so,
Be nice to get it done before we get too deep into fall.
yeah. I think they're dealing with some other things at the health department. I've seen some headlines lately, so
It's
just.
the first thing my wife said today.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I do know Eric's already got bids for the electrical, where the barns are gonna go into jail. He's already got his bids for that, so I guess when he gets back, I'll get with him about setting up the pads for where we're gonna put them and all that kind of good stuff.
What were they gonna use it for out there?
I believe office areas, I believe he's got 6 ladies in one office right now, so he's trying to get people office area. You mentioned putting his office out there in a deer stand, I don't know.
Oh, so he's gonna put that out way in back.
It's kind of out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
all right, okay. Good deal. Everything, go okay with Fair Week?
It did. I think it went very smooth. I don't think there was too many hiccups. I think the campers were great this year. Didn't have too many. I mean, looked like everybody was having fun.
Good.
Wally only told me about one mishap with the bathrooms with the public, and it just so happened that was the same day the lady who we kicked off the fairgrounds was there. Not knowing, I don't know if it was connected, but it was just funny. That happened after all this time with no incidents. We seen him come into the fairgrounds, and then he tells me that evening that there was same deal going on, so.
We have seen an improvement with cooperation too with the ending portion from what you said.
And they were very, it was communicating,
Good.
much smoother than it has been, and I think we can grow, and after our meeting we had, I think it's.
Good. Glad to hear
Everybody's
that.
kind of seeing the direction where we want to go, and everybody's kind of following in, so I think it's gonna be great. They come out yesterday, removed all the barriers. So the only thing we got really left, now they got a work bee tomorrow.
Okay,
And we'll make sure that they're, sealing up the barns like we, I guess we've always asked them, but I don't think it's ever been followed through. But if we can get that part done, that'll save us, and I don't know who they got helping them, but I mean, if maintenance has got to get up and cover the gable manholes, stuff like that, no big deal, but,
Sure.
they've got a bunch of volunteers running around there with chicken wire and pliers. That'd be greatly appreciated. So,
Good.
but other than that, yeah, I mean, real great. Trash pickup was amazing this year. I mean, we've got seagulls down there wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
That's important to get in.
Wow.
So,
Good.
good year.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
All right. What about the camper? What's up with that? This is a camper update.
Oh, I've seen it too. I didn't know if it was.
I think that's just on the sale, the
the
camper.
sale of the camper.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Where's yet?
Oh, no.
Oh, they sold.
Yeah, it's-
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good deal. Great. I guess we'll move on.
oh, and I'm sorry, the camper update was not for the camper, it was for campers. It was for the revision that, and as Nick said, there's been improvements since that policy's taken effect.
Good, good.
I know that this committee had, Chairman, you and I had discussed possibly putting together a group meeting about the homelessness issue. The city was contacted recently by another entity that runs a shelter here in town. And so they preemptively set up a meeting. So there is, and we have a seat at that table. So we'll just be joining those meetings and working through this, but
And when is that?
that particular meeting is set for September 19th at 9 AM, I believe, in Chambers at the city. I did have a couple of meetings set up prior to that in anticipation of this other meeting, so I'll still hold those to start collecting information before we go in to see if there's any homework we can do prior to that meeting.
Okay, great. Okay. Has everyone had an opportunity to look at their recycling reports and everything?
I'm sorry, just the sheriff's vehicle. Did you want me to?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, just.
Oh, I missed that. I apologize. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Sure. So last year Sergeant Ritter seized a older F-350 truck that was used in the commission of a crime. Sergeant Ritter was successful in the forfeiture case, and the sheriff's office is working on getting that title for the vehicle through the Secretary of State at this time. The truck has a lot of miles on it, according to the sheriff, and he estimates it would bring in far less than $3,000 if sold. It hasn't been started in a while, but they're going to go ahead and check that out and change out the battery if needed. He's been in communication with our grounds maintenance superintendent Nick about the maintenance department possibly utilizing the truck as the county salt spreader. This is because the salt eats the box of the truck, and they believe that the current truck might be used in a different role. The decal that you have in front of you is something that we're going to put on the side of the truck to show that when we confiscate vehicles in a crime, they're put to use. So we're just looking for a motion to accept ownership of the vehicle, approve acquisition of the vehicle into the grounds maintenance vehicle inventory, and then to approve purchase of this decal, which I don't think was very expensive.
So how big is this decal? The only thing I'd like the C's by a little bit bigger, just so you can see that, because otherwise,
I'll work on getting that font taken care of, and
Yeah, that'll be good.
I didn't know he's put batteries in that truck.
did you? Okay, yeah,
Seems to be in good working condition, so,
perfect.
and he's already got the title and registration worked out.
So you need a motion there?
Yes, sir.
I'll make that motion.
No support.
All right, sounds good. We've got motion support. We'll move forward with getting that over to them and getting the salter in there. Yeah.
Don't we have to take a roll call?
Oh, okay, we'll do roll,
don't need roll call though.
just a vote.
Yep.
So we'll take a vote on moving this vehicle that we've seized over to the maintenance crew. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes. We'll get that moved over. Is the salter in that dually right now?
No, it's actually on our flatbed,
Okay,
and that flatbed is starting, it's actually a decent truck, other than there's something loose in the dashboard. We all know the headache getting involved. You can smack it, all the lights will come back on. But it works, but in the gas, we don't let it go past 150 miles. I think that was, something with that diesel. I don't know how they come up with that, but that's always been the go-to is 150 miles, but if we can get, what we're planning on doing is putting the salt truck on the dually. And then either putting sides on that, so we'll have something a little bit bigger for, you know, the bigger brush that we do or the bigger stuff. Stuff that don't have to be cut up and we can utilize the dump truck, but I mean, something like that, or either even using that as our landscaping truck, putting all the weed whips and everything on there. And just pulling it in a barn, that way we don't have to load up every time we're going to cut grass, load up the equipment on the truck, unload it. It kind of saves us some time and utilize it. But that bed's starting to get rusted on that flatbed, so we want to get some type of spray coating, something to eliminate that. Cause it is a decent truck. I mean, it's a good running truck. It's, other than having to smack it around a few times, but decent truck.
Okay. All right. Okay. I guess, now has everyone had an opportunity to look at the recycling reports? Any questions on that or anything?
Nope, I'll make a motion to receive and file the recycling reports.
Okay,
Support.
we've got motion and support. So we'll go ahead and receive those. We don't need a roll call for that, do we?
No, we just.
Yeah, okay. All right, has anybody heard anything on that? Are they still getting ready to break ground pretty soon?
We have
Pulled the RFP.
yeah. They've got the drawings and there's a meeting, next Thursday.
It was originally supposed to be due yesterday and they pulled it because to me, be honest with you, there really wasn't enough information. I mean, it was, so back to the drawing board, from what I understand.
I know that they gotta do something, and I missed the last meeting, but, September, I think they have to have the money that we got from the state committed. So I know that they'll probably be trying to push pretty quick because the money from the state is the biggest portion of the money going towards that facility. So,
Okay. Are you on that
yeah,
board?
I'm on the recycling committee.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, was there just, not enough information from the engineer on that?
In my opinion, that RFP was way too vague to get any kind of meaningful responses back.
Okay,
I looked at it, we're not bidding it anyway, because we don't have the capacity, but
okay. Well, hopefully they can get things going and not lose that money. Okay. Unless there's anything else, so we'll open up for public comments one more time.
Chairman, one last thing. I think you guys missed out accepting the fair board report or the fairgrounds report as well. That's submitted by the manager.
Okay.
I just received and filed that.
Okay. We don't need a motion for that, do we?
Just a motion to receive and file.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
Support.
all right, so we've got motion support to receive the fairground report. And then,
Unless she has something you'd like to report. Ollie,
No, I was just gonna give an update on the homeless situation.
oh, I'd like to hear that, please.
It's pretty slow right now at the fair. A week after the fair, we tend to be incredibly slow and then it picks back up again. I've only got 2 in the campground right now, but it went rather smoothly with making sure everybody was out for the fair to move in and I don't think we had any problems. It was a lot smoother than last year, so I'm pretty happy with that. And the fair, I agree with Nick, it's so much better this year, so much smoother. Everybody was in their places doing everything they do and it ran great, I thought, so.
I know I didn't hear anything negative, so that's good. Yep,
Yeah, the only thing that we did here, something about the bleachers, did you make head or tails from that? Evidently, there was a lady that fell off the grandstand bleachers, wasn't high up, but she spilled her food and it was because of a rotten board. And, you know, Wally come through, gave us some, you know, he walked it with the guys and I think they picked out 6 or 7 boards that were questionable, but, you know, if anybody's been there, you could do that all day.
yeah,
You know, you could run through there and you could use all of Home Depot's lumber doing that. So she come up and she was threatening to sue, but she wasn't even the one involved in the accident. She was the one who witnessed it and was over there coercing the people to, well, you need to do this, well, you need to do that. Well, you know, when she come to, I guess she went to the fair board and they sent her over to our house. We told her, look, we were presented with this amount of boards to do, that's what we did. And I haven't heard anything since. So I don't know if Courtney has anything or if that's even just her. I don't know if she's come to downtown or not, but I mean, I just know that was an issue and then she was bugging everybody that second or last day of the fair. But I don't know what happened beyond that.
So are you talking like those little smaller bleachers things? Because I was at the fair and I was up in the grandstands.
Yeah.
That's all, it's like steel.
Yeah, the actual grandstands are steel, but the ones on the lower ground and then further down, those are all just usually
So-
2x10.
Those are the ones that you can drag around, move to different places?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the fair board has a grant to do one whole section of bleachers before next year. And I think but one section is like $34,000. So they got a grant for that. They're gonna replace one whole section. But I mean, if we're gonna have, venues coming and stuff like that, I think that's gonna be in a situation that we'll have to address pretty soon.
So there's nothing you can do to keep those, what kind of boards do you use? Do you use a pressure treat?
Pressure treated 2x10s.
And they're still rotting out?
Yeah, well, not the one, we replaced some and then previous years it's been done improperly. I know there was some, instead of taking the bolts out, replacing the board like properly, they were putting boards on top of stuff. There were overlapping joints instead of cutting them and putting the bolts in right.
Oh,
So I think a lot of that got addressed this year, but I mean, they're just old weathered boards. I mean,
Yeah,
sooner than later, I think that's gonna be a pretty decent project that we're gonna have to sit down and talk about, but
I agree. Not being super petite myself, I made sure that I walked toward the edge or the middle where the brackets were. Yeah. So I know what you're saying and I agree that a lot of them do need to be addressed. Yeah. Have any been replaced in the last couple of years?
usually it's every year, 8 to 10 boards. And that's usually the ones that the bolts are broadening out and it's just flapping or, vice versa. But those boards, we get into it and actually start replacing, a lot of them. A lot of those boards, yeah, they're not good for bleachers or sitting on or stepping on. But they'll be probably a fantastic candidate for fixing some of the beat up boards around the arena.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, we can start doing something like that. Cut them out, cut the bad parts out and then use them for sizes going around the arena. I mean, that would eventually save us money. We're getting progress done. So I think that might be a good idea to look at when we start talking
Yeah.
about doing that.
Yep. What about the fencing that got put up? Are we doing anything with that? Are we gonna seal that?
They started sealing it before the fair. I don't know how much they had bought or how much they have left. I know they didn't finish quite all of it,
Okay,
but I think they've got enough for the Wally that they were gonna get the whole fence done.
Okay.
So,
well, I
it
know.
looks great. It looks.
I know the Fair Board was responsible for that because that was one of the things so years ago, they had come and asked to put up that fence because I was actually surprised when I went to the fair this past couple of weeks ago, whatever it was week. And I saw the 6-foot wooden sections all around. And I know years ago, they used to have this like sliding kind of thing that they put around it. So they had asked years ago to have the wooden fence up. And we didn't approve it years ago. And then when they were selling it and pitching it to the facility board at the time, they said that they would be totally responsible for putting it up and maintaining the fence. So I don't think that we need, and that was what they said years ago, and I don't know if anything's changed, but
As far as I know that, they had all that fence up in like one day. They come out on a Saturday, they had probably 5 or 6 people, a Bobcat. And I mean, they went to work, they got it up. But of course, it was pressure treated, so, you gotta wait a year before you put stains. So I think they are gonna finish up that project before winter and that whole fence will be stained.
so I know one of the key pieces, and again, to originally not approving the fence, the wooden fence, was the former maintenance superintendent said it would block his view if you had a permanent fence there, because at least with the, whatever you want to call it, shades that they dragged around after the fair, they would pull those down and then he would have a sight to the back of the campground. Or do you, I mean, you're there, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can't walk off the front porch anymore and look at your back campers. We make at least, I get off at 3:30 and before we, close up shop around 8:30, we've made at least 2 to 3 rounds a day. So I mean, we're doing rounds in the back, but no, you can't look at, you can't sit from the house and watch the back anymore.
Okay.
All right. Next meeting is September 17th at 9 here. And with that, I'll look for motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All right, we got motion support. Hold on.